To another prospect spotlight on the Hoop Thread podcast here with Isaiah Carter, 6'6", 2028 wing. A team loaded has another one coming up the pipeline. Isaiah, how's it going today, man?
Good. How about you?
Man, just getting back into town, getting reacclimated to things before heading back out of town in 12 hours. So we're moving this weekend. We're ripping and running. So
Yeah.
all right, man. So let's start it off kind of at the beginning, just the warm up and kind of take you through some fun questions. So what's the best sports drink to you?
Body armor.
Easy, huh? What
Yeah.
flavor?
I like the mango one.
Okay.
Orange mango.
That was quick. PS5, Xbox, or PC?
Xbox.
Best basketball shoe, and then the best like non-hooping shoe.
All right. Best basketball shoe. Probably the Harden eights.
Hmm.
And then I think the best non-hooping shoe, probably the Yeezy 350s.
Interesting. Okay. Uh, let's see. Favorite meal. So going from entree, appetizer, dessert. What's the
Mm.
best meal that you think you could make?
Best meal I think I could make probably be ribs.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's actually pretty tough too for a young
Yeah.
kid. You must have done that before, huh?
Yeah. My dad likes to cook, so
Okay.
I mess around. Yeah.
Master chef. Hopefully that runs in the family too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite basketball environment to play in so far?
Packed crowd, sold out stands.
Hmm. No, any like specific gym?
Benedictine. It's a
Hmm.
private school in Richmond.
Hmm. Nah, that's
I
a good
played
one.
rival game
Yeah.
or St. Chris. Both rival games, packed gyms.
Okay.
But that was
Gotcha.
fun.
Good to hear. Yeah, I've been to the first one, Benedictine, for that tournament. We played in that when I was assistant at Spalding a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Um, Two more. What's the lore behind your fake game winning shots?
Man, it's my first time getting to do it. So, I really haven't I've taken a handful, but I really haven't made any
Okay.
yet. So kind of cool. Get behind my second one of the year. Yeah.
Okay.
But
What's your move? Where are you shooting the ball from?
I'm shooting the ball, probably one of the elbows.
Mm, get in the mid range. I like it.
Yep.
Okay. And then tell me about your first dunk.
Ooh, my first dunk. I think it was a year and some change, a year and 9, 10 months ago. It
Mm,
was like random. I was dunking one of the side hoops, which are always kind of said to be lower than the main hoops.
yeah.
And like my dad kind of was like, "Yeah, like you can dunk so easy on that. I was just trying the main hoop." And I got it about 4 or 5 times that day, and it's like the only time I got that. And like I think I didn't get it dunk for like the next 4 or 5 months.
Said the magic hops that day with
Yeah.
dad. No, that's good to hear, man. All right, so let's get into kind of the nitty-gritty, talk about your game. Both your mother and father played at Binghamton. I'm assuming you model your game after them a little bit, but talk about growing up around basketball and who are some influences for you in the game.
I mean, yeah, you know, ever since I was kind of two, kind of in the crib, always shooting on the mini hoop. And so kind of always had the ball in my hands growing up, working out. My dad's always been kind of my trainer. So always like, I just had to get find a gym, find a park to go shoot at. Kind of some of my influences, obviously, my parents are a big one. Getting to see a lot of these loaded guys, native men. I like to watch Johans, and I like to watch Caden Magwit. I mean, I like to watch all of them play, and kind of just some like influences. I mean, I've watched college basketball for a long time now, so it's kind of cool just getting in there.
Any college or NBA guys that you study?
I study a lot of Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum, kind of for the big wing scoring. I like to watch a little bit of Jalen Brunson for the footwork, Kyrie Irving.
Hmm. Got you. That Villanova footwork for sure. All right, man.
Yeah.
So this next part, I kind of want you to self scout. I want you to tell me what your strengths are and what some of your kind of areas for improvement are.
Okay.
Go ahead. You hit me.
All right. So I think one of my biggest strengths is just my ability to shoot the ball, kind of all three levels, making contested deep shots and kind of getting to my own shots. I think one of my weaknesses is just kind of being lower, more explosive with the ball.
Mm,
I think I've gotten a lot better at making plays, creating for other people with the ball in my hands. I need a little bit more work on the ball handling piece of it, but I mean, my defense has improved a lot since kind of the winter last fall. I mean, I've been able to, I've just been a lot improvement, and yeah,
okay. I think one thing that really shows through, and one of the loaded coaches was telling me about you before I got to see you play, and how competitive you are really stands out, and that's good to see in a young player. And I told him I was going to do this too. My next challenge for you is to be a vocal leader on the floor.
yeah,
'Cause I'm telling you right now, man, in any setting as an evaluator, especially, I hate to be that old man and just say the kids these days, man, but like if you can communicate at a high level and get the point across to your teammates without, chiding them or kind of acting like you're above them, if you can take the coaching, receive it, and still communicate with the coaches, and if you're loud defensively, it's really impactful to a team if your best player is doing all that stuff, all the little stuff, all the little stuff that, sometimes the role players get stuck doing. If your leader sets the tone with that, it's a lot more powerful. That's going to come with time and maturity, but I definitely want to challenge you to look at that. How do you prepare for each game, day of? Kind of take me through your routine.
So with loaded in the AAU, it's kind of a busy day. Usually the night before, usually that Friday night before a weekend tournament, we'll be in the gym, get shots up, run through plays. Sometimes we'll go back in the morning, get more shots in, especially if it's local. If it's not local, we'll kind of show up probably an hour and a half before the game, and right away get into live stretching and walkthrough.
Mm, okay. No, that's good to hear. Talk about what you guys are, you're playing with Team Loaded Virginia in the Richmond area, haven't decided on a high school yet, probably will come before the live period. What are some of the most important things to you in the school itself, as well as like the type of program you want to play for and the type of coach that you kind of respond best to? The type of coaching, I guess, would be a better way to
Yeah.
put it.
Um, I respond well to a lot of constructive criticism. For that last one, I mean, I think coaches that get their point across without being kind of like too yelling. But I don't respond as well to that. But when I like, I think I respond well when someone tells me what I need to do, what I need to work on. Um, but what I look for in a high school program is just a program that doesn't always have to be the most successful, but they they elevate players. They take players from low D1, high D2, and make them to mid-major D1 athletes. Is a big thing, kind of like that connections piece of it.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Talk about, the difference in role between school ball and on your AAU team. Talk about the kind of your
yeah.
differences with your
So
teams.
in the varsity season, I was blessed. I was able to play varsity as an eighth grader. Um, I didn't get to do much with the ball in my hands. I was kind of more of that corner shooter, kind of 3 and D, which kind of helped that I was able to improve my defense so much because I needed that. But I mean, I was able to just be kind of like a 3 and D, get my minutes, take them where they were, and maximize them. And then on AAU, I'm just kind of getting back into that. Like, okay, well, you got to go get a bucket. You got to put the ball on the floor, make a play for your teammate and you. So like, kind of getting back to that. Like, okay, well, I'm responsible for you, and my scoring.
Mm, okay. Defensively, do you feel like you've made the most strides as an on-ball defender or as a help defender? Kind of get into that a little bit.
I think originally I made the most strides as kind of an on-ball defender. I've always been a pretty solid off-ball defender. I mean, I've always been. I used to be in the post a lot on defense, so just kind of blocking shots and that. But stepping up to the wing, it took a little adjustment to get to that on-ball level.
Mhm.
But off-ball, I think it's just a lot of communication, which as of this summer, of handling pretty well.
Okay. No, that's good to hear. Talk about a time that you faced adversity and the tools that you used to navigate through that.
Kind of just a high school season. I mean, I wasn't playing as much as I'd like, and I was really fighting for minutes. I felt that I was doing what I was. I felt like I was showing what I needed to show, but I guess it wasn't there. And so, kind of just a little tough time, right, coming towards winter break, and I was just able to get in the gym every day. and just kind of move past that barrier, going from playing like 7, 6 minutes a game before the break to 15, 16 after the break, just because I was able to get in the gym when other kids weren't.
Mm, No, that's good to hear, man. That's the way to respond. Tell me about your gym schedule. What parts of your game have you been working on the most, and what do you feel like you've added since the end of the high school season?
I mean, since the end of the high school season, it's really just been all about that mid-range game. I used to like it used to be my game, and then you go to 3 and D in high school, and there's not a lot inside the 3-point line.
Mhm,
Versus now, like all those fadeaway spins, like that footwork has been very important for me to work on, as well as keeping my shooting, getting that handle back, being able, and as of recently, getting to the rim.
mhm. Okay, no, that's good. What do you do that makes you stand out from the competition, and how do you think you'll contribute to winning at the high school level and then eventually the college level?
I believe I'm very good at bringing people together, whether it's teammates, and always making an unselfish play. So, I mean, push the ball in transition, even in like camp settings and stuff like that. I'm willing to do that little stuff that not everybody is to, set my name to the side and like everybody gets seen when you're winning. So,
Mm,
just trying to do little things and elevate a team that way,
mm.
talking and all that.
That's a key piece to it, man. Tell me about a part of your game that you feel like kind of flies under the radar or is undervalued right now.
My playmaking, I mean, everybody look at the box scores and oh, we only had 11 points, 12 points, 13 points. But you look at it, like, I'm very proud to see, like, okay, well, I had 7 assists this game. Okay, I had 5 assists this game. Like, for me, like, that's like, because everybody's all about the points. And, like, I could care less as long as we're winning. And so I see that. I'm like, okay, well, he had 15 points and I passed it to him. I got 6 assists off of him. Like, everybody's getting involved, everybody's contributing, and it's good to
Mm,
see.
mm.
Reward.
Okay. So talking physical, like actual spots on the floor, what parts of the floor do you feel the most comfortable right now and then the least comfortable?
I feel the most comfortable probably from either slot, kind of like the slots at the top of the key, and then probably the elbows.
And then least comfortable?
I probably feel least comfortable probably in probably in the corners. Not, I mean, trying to make a play out of the corners. I mean, catch and shoot is obviously fine, but trying to create something out of there is a
Mm,
struggle for me.
okay. So rank these in importance to you. One being most important, three being, relatively less important. Game
Mhm.
winning assist, game winning bucket, game winning defensive stop.
Um, I think for me, I think game-winning assist is probably the most important. I think second is game-winning stop. And I think the least important to me is the game-winning bucket.
Mm. That's why it hasn't happened yet. No, I got you. Those are all very important for sure. This one kind of speaks to on and off the court, who Isaiah Carter is as a person. What do you value, in your relationships and your friendships on the court, off the court? What are some things that are important to you?
I mean, just kind of being around people that have the same vision. Like it may not all be I want to play professional basketball, but it's people I want to earn a football scholarship. I want to earn a baseball scholarship. People that all have that kind of like I want to take myself as an athlete and as a person to the next level.
Mm, okay. Tell me about your interests and hobbies off the court. God forbid if basketball didn't work out for you, if your career ended tomorrow, what would your plan be?
I think if basketball ended tomorrow, I think I'd be more inclined. I think I would probably start. Obviously, I love playing video games. Every kid does. I think that'd be a start for me. Um, I think a lot of personal training on and off the court, weightlifting, all that could be
Mm,
something kind of right down my alley. And also, I'm kind of into fashion and design a little bit. And
mm,
so I've been looking into other careers, like, I mean, barber, cutting hair,
mm.
designer, like making clothes, stuff like that. Kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to figure that out for sure. Give
Yeah.
me some of your goals for this season. Can either be AAU or for this upcoming high school season.
For this high school season, I just want to win. I'm trying to get a state championship every chance I get. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the big one. It's like I really don't want to leave high school without a state chip.
Mhm,
For AAU, I just want to continue kind of the success, and I want to probably want to win Chicago Nationals for middle school.
mm.
And yeah, get there.
Got a hell of a team, man. Got a hell of a team with you too. What's been your happiest moment on a basketball court so far?
Happiest moment on a basketball court so far. Um, oh, that's a tough one. I think probably one of my happiest moments on the basketball court so far was playing against Stab, St. Anne's Belfield School, at their play senior night, and it was like first half, but it was just a foot race the whole time. I think it was 51-47 at half.
Wow.
And like I think I played 9, 10 minutes already. I had 3 points and multiple steals and blocks. And
Mm.
I think going to that locker room for halftime, I was really feeling I was really happy. Like that was a big
Mm.
breakthrough. I mean, they made it to the state championship and gave PVI a good run for it. So again, I think it was one of my happiest moments.
Coach Altizer has it rolling down there, and Chance Mallory, Austin
Yeah,
Wilford, some of those guys. He's got some dogs with him down there.
yeah, amazing player.
Um, so I don't want to throw you into the DMV category because Richmond and Baltimore people do not like being involved in it. But what sets this area apart from the rest of the country, from the other hotbeds?
I mean, this area is set apart because there's dogs everywhere willing to work. I mean, you're not gonna find someone that's really passionate about hooping that's not in the gym every day. So like, it takes a lot to stand out here.
Mm.
And so like, even the point guard, even the little guards are all like in the gym every day, getting stronger. Like, yeah, it's just a crazy world. Everybody is really in it for themselves, not in a selfish way, but like there are a lot of people that can go college basketball just because they're always working. There's always gyms available.
What do you think that you need to do in order to end your high school career as one of the best players to come out of the Richmond area?
Um, I think I need state championships, but I also need just kind of that name to go with it. Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Virginia would be nice. I think my biggest goal is to take my team to the Chipotle Nationals.
Mm.
But like I think just building not just a Virginia name, 804 name, but building a U.S. name, world, statewide or nationwide name.
Okay. So I got two more questions for you. We'll get to the last one in a second, but talk about the jerseys behind you.
Okay. So the Carter one, 23. I got that my sixth grade year from an All Star game. Strive for perfection. I was playing. I was at the five. It was like a real. So I was like just kind of a whole different person, and it was more of a. It wasn't even a basketball event for me at that point in time. So it was during COVID, and so it was just it was just a social event. Like I just moved to Virginia, so
Mm.
I was like, my parents was like, here, like let's do this, and let's just like you get to meet new people and build some connections in the 804 AU. And then the McDonald's one is from Coach White, Ty White. He gave it to me, and so that's the number I wear for loaded right now. And that jersey is just kind of it's kind of just like a motivation, right? That's where I'm trying to get one day, and
Mm.
so just to have that on the wall makes it even more real.
Mm. Where are you originally from?
So I was originally born here.
Mm.
I moved a little northern Virginia, a little bit north of Virginia, but I moved to New York for 7 years. I moved to North Carolina for a year and a half, and then I moved back here in 2020.
Mm. Mm. Gotcha. Effort. Like right before the pandemic or during it, it sounds like.
During right, yeah, right at the start, kind of that summer of the start.
That was a wild time to be alive. All right, man. I really appreciate your time. Last question for you. What is your why? Why do you work so hard at the game? Why do you spend so much time on it? Why do you make so many sacrifices? What is your why?
I think my why is just, I mean, it's just kind of a mentality thing. I always wanted to be. I always want to be the best at whatever I do. And so I started playing basketball. I had a natural gift. I was tall. And, I was in at COVID. I was bored. I really started working at it then, but it was reading those Kobe books and like his why was just his sheer motivation to be better than everybody else. And so, I mean, you see that and it's like, I mean, what he did, obviously his legacy, like you look at that and like, why can't I do that?
Mm, mm. Good to hear, man. Well, really appreciate your time. It's been great meeting you and getting to know you a little bit here.
Yep.
Look forward to following your high school career, man. We'll stay in touch, all right?